Hey, what is up guys, and welcome back once again to another Minecraft tutorial. So I was doing some thinking and I realized we've only done 2 houses so far in this style, and that's going to be a problem because it's going to get really repetitive if you keep using the same house design over and over. So I figured why not make a few more. Today we're going to be doing a smaller size one, so hopefully it's going to be pretty simple to make. And for those of you wondering how much room you're going to need for this build, I'll do a quick little overhead view just so you guys can see all the room that you're going to want to make for this. And you'll notice all the gaps are either 3 blocks wide or just 1 block wide. And really, like I said, this doesn't take up too much room, but then again, it still should have a decent amount of space for the interior. So to start off, what you guys want to do is make a pillar of 4 like this wherever I place 1 block down. So this here is going to be sort of towards the left side of the build, and this is actually going to be our doorway. So that's where we're going to add your first pillar. The second one is going to be 3 blocks over, and then right here. The next one, we're going to skip a block of 1 and place that down there. Then we'll move 3 blocks over to the right, place this here. Then we'll move forward 3 blocks, place another pillar, then move left, skipping a gap of 1 right there, place this block. Then we'll move forward, skipping 1, left, skipping 3, and then backwards, skipping 1. And then for this last little side, we'll move over, skipping 3, then we'll go back 3, and then right 1, and that should finish it off. Now, the next thing you guys want to do is start to place some cross beams in between each one of the pillars like this, and this is going to go all the way along the outside of the build. And then once you're done adding those in, you can start to place in some sticky addy bits on the sides of the tops of the pillars. Now, to fill in these walls, what we're going to do is add a layer of stone bricks all the way along the bottom, and then once you've got that finished up on top of these, you can start to fill it in with cobblestone. And after you've got all of your walls filled in, the next thing you guys want to do is figure out where you want your door and also the windows to go. So for me, the front door is going to be right here on that wall, and then for the windows, like I always say, make sure and place these wherever you want them. Don't go exactly off of what I do, because usually I like to place them where they're looking at something nice. So for you guys, you might have a nice little city behind this to look at, or some sort of river, but for me it's just kind of a rocky mountain, so I'm not going to place any windows looking out at that. But instead I'll place 2 up here on the front so that you kind of look out at a nice little river, as you can see right here. So the next thing you want to do after you've got your door placed there and also the windows, oh, and by the way, if you're wondering what these are, it's actually the light gray stained glass. But yeah, after you've completed those, what you want to do is take out your stone brick stairs and place these along the base of each one of the spruce wood pillars. And then on top of these, after you've got all those going around the whole build, what you want to do is start placing in these half slabs right above each one of the stairs. Now, after doing this, you're going to notice that there's 2 spots on the build that look kind of weird. The first one is right here, and then there's one completely identical to this over there on the backside. So what you want to do to kind of fix this is just remove those and then place 2 half slabs right there, and then 1 more on either side like that. Now, once you've got all of this done, what you can do is switch over to your spruce wood stairs and place these facing upside down underneath each one of the sticky addy bits. A couple more things you may want to do to the first floor just to make it look a little more decorative are, first of all, adding a little cover above the front door just by using some of these oak wood stairs, and then some fences to use as support beams underneath that. So that's the first thing. And then the second thing you can do, and the last thing, is to take out some stone brick half slabs and place 2 of these on either side of each one of your 3 wide gaps, just like this. Next up, we're going to be moving on to the second floor. So the first thing we're going to do is actually make a little roof above the front door here. So to begin that, we'll go up 1, 2 like this on either side. Then once again, we'll go up 2 blocks. And then to finish it off, we'll just add 1 block here on the top. Next up, we're going to be raising each one of our pillars 4 more blocks. So to do that, just go ahead and find each one of your little white spaces that you have on the build and just make a little pillar of 4 above those. So when you're done with that, it should be looking relatively similar to this. And just to make sure you guys got that down correctly, I'll do a quick little overhead view. And after you've got all this done, what we're going to want to do once again is add some cross beams to connect each one of these together. And then just like before, you can also add some of these sticky addy bits on the tops of each one of the pillars. So since the first roof we made was a bit more stylized and just had a little more shape to it, what I want to do for the ones up here is make them a little more simple. So we're going to do the basic triangle shape. So to do that, just go ahead and place 2 blocks on either side just like this, and make sure when you add these in, they're not on these 2 like you see right there, but instead bring them out 1 more block so they're at a bit of an overhang. And then once you've got those down, go ahead and work your way up to the top until they meet together, and that's going to be it. The other 3 roofs that you're going to want to add in are going to be the exact same shape as this, and you're going to want to put the second one right here, and then the third one will be back on this wall, and then the 4th and final one is going to be right over here to the left. So now it's time to fill in the walls, and for me, I'm going to be using the white stained clay. However, just like I always say, if you're in default texture pack, you might want to try something else just like the white wool, because this does have a little bit of a pink tone to it. So just go ahead and fill in the walls, and then we'll start to carve out some windows when we're done. And really quick, before we go on any further, I thought I'd show you this front part and how to do its wall, since it is a little more on the tricky side. So what we'll do is take out our spruce wood logs, we'll place in 2 on either side like this, and then underneath these we'll do a row of our wall material. So do that on both sides, and then on the front, instead of placing it right here like some may think, instead you're going to go 1 block back and fill it in from there, just like that. So now it's time to cut out our windows, and since we didn't have too many on the first floor, I'm going to try to do as many as possible on the second floor just to mix things up a bit. So I'll do them on pretty much every single wall except for this one right here, because that's where I'm considering placing my chimney. However, if you guys aren't really thinking about adding a chimney and you don't really want that, you can go ahead and place a window there, or just leave it open if you really feel like it. Now, even after all of that, I must admit our second floor is still looking really plain. So there's going to be 2 different things we can do to kind of mix it up and even add some color. The first one's really simple. All it is 3 half slabs like this, 1 block underneath the window, and then on top of that you can add a row of fences. And then the second one is a bit more tricky, but we're going to do it anyway. So that's going to be a row of 3 grass blocks like this, and then on the sides we'll do 2 stairs, and in the middle we'll do a half slab. And this is going to be kind of a flower pot, but we want to cover up the dirt on the outside. So what we're going to do is add in some trapdoors just like this, and then you can go ahead and add in your favorite flowers on top of that. And I recommend doing a little mixture of both of these designs just to kind of mix it up around the build. Now what we're going to do is start to outline some of our roof with our spruce wood blocks, and to begin this we're going to take out our spruce wood full block, and we'll place one of these on either side just like this, and then underneath these we can do 2 upside down stairs just like so, facing outwards like that. And then on the outsides of the stairs we'll just do a row of some more of them going all the way until they hit the wall of the house, just like this. And then after you've got that done, what you're going to want to do is just work your way up to the top until they almost connect right there, and then go back down on the other side like that. And then in the middle of the 2 we'll do a half slab, then above the half slab we'll do a full block, and then an upside down stair on the front face of that, and then we will do a half slab to finish that off there. Now once all of this is done, don't forget to add in some upside down stairs beneath here just to make it look a bit more beefy and sturdy. Now the upper roofs are really a lot easier to make, so we'll go ahead and start this right here on the corner, and we'll go out 1 block like this so it has an overhang, and then from there we'll just work our way up to the top like this, and then we'll go back down on the other side. And then for the middle, or the very top of this, we'll do the exact same design as we did for the front. So once again it's a half slab, then a full block, then a stair, and then a full block, or excuse me, a half slab to finish that off. And then make sure once you're done with that to add in some upside down stairs just like that. And each one of these other roofs is the exact same, so once you've got that one down you should be able to copy it over and finish the rest of them off. So after you've got all of those done, you're going to want to connect each one of them together like you see right here with the stairs along the outside. And then after that we'll move on and switch back to our spruce wood logs, and then we'll connect each one of these roofs together, at least on the top block, and this is just going to make it a lot easier to place in some of the roof details. So for the roof details, I just mean kind of placing in some stairs and whatnot. So the first one you're going to want to place in so it faces out towards the little design, and then the rest of them you want to add those so they come in towards the middle. Now wherever you have these where it kind of intersects, that's where you're going to want to add in a half slab instead. And then you'll see right here, once they connect together, it should line up a bit nicer, whereas if you would have had it like this, then it gets a bit weird. And if you were wondering what to do for the smaller roof down here, I'll show you really quick. I just did something like this and then added a full block right there so it would kind of connect up to the taller roof. And to finish off the roof, what I'm going to be using is the gray stained clay. However, like I always say, if you don't like the look of this, either the clay or just the full block look, you could always use some oak wood stairs or a different color wood, or just a different color clay block, whatever you think looks best. But for the upper roofs, it's really quite simple. You'll just need to do 2 layers like this. Now for this one over here that covers the door, it's going to be a little bit different. The first row, or the top row I should say, is just 1, but then after you go below that, it's going to be 2 stacked on top of each other just like that. Now before we move on, I really want to make sure you guys got everything down correctly, so I'll do a quick little fly around just so you guys can see and make sure. So there we go, and then you'll notice we still have a few more things to do before we finish this up. So to begin with, we're going to find all the gaps on the very top floor and just fill those in with our roofing material. And then below these, since this is really flat, we'll probably either do some more flower pots, or what I think looks a bit better for the top floor is just to add in some half slabs like that, and then a fence. Or you could do even a mixture of the two and take out some stairs and place these on the outside, just like that. And a couple other things I found you can do just to make the rest of the build look a bit more detailed is, first of all, placing some fences underneath the roof wherever you have a little slot like that. And then second of all, we can take our spruce wood stairs once again and place these underneath each one of the sticky addy bits all around the build. So yeah guys, that is going to do it for today, and just since I don't do the chimneys normally until the interior tutorial, in case you're not going to watch that, I would probably recommend placing it somewhere right here. I think that probably would be the best location for it. But yeah guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you did enjoy the video. Let me know if it wasn't easy enough to follow, or if you have maybe any suggestions for some changes we could make to it, or any ideas for the interior, or even some ideas for future builds if you'd like. But yeah, thanks again for watching guys. I really do appreciate it, and as always, I will see you in the next one.